All right, so welcome to another video. Today we're going to take a look at Zoom. It just reported earnings, so I'll give you my take and insight. Keep in mind, none of these are recommendations to buy, sell, or trade anything, just my own opinion. And if you want to grab my opinion, you can go ahead and do so on our Traders Fly website. Check out some of the freebies and sign up to the newsletter list. And then, we send out some great things on that newsletter list. And also, you can sign up to the Discord server, so this way you can check out some of the charts, see some of the recent postings. You can also see some of the technical analysis videos we've put out and some of the classes that we have upcoming. So anyway, let's check out Zoom here real quick. You can see it provided disappointing revenue forecast for first quarter and for the full year. So it's making a lot of movement and headway. If you just take a look at just the overall, the chart in Zoom, we had a lot of volatility kind of in this area, the earnings time. But the stock really, you can see, didn't do anything. It's not really doing anything. So the question is like, if we've had all this earnings and you say, hey, we've got some disappointing stuff, but it's not making any move, does that mean we're kind of at the bottom? I'll give you some thoughts here as we look into this. The company was around $600 a share. Yes, that was a little more euphoria. Now we're down to about 125. So that figure is cut. You're down 78% in the last year and a half or so. So that's quite a big move. You've got a few ABCD patterns here. As you take a look, there's a A, B, C, D pattern here that's a little bit lighter. You also have another A to B, B to C, C to D pattern that's also somewhat of a larger ABCD pattern, but the stock just continues to plummet kind of to the lower levels. I will say that coming into about 100, you can see that's where we struggled last time to get over. You're coming into a $100 price level, and when you're starting to see some of those levels, that becomes a psychological level. And once you get into that and you start seeing a little bit of a rounding pattern, that's kind of where you might start seeing a little bit of a bottom. And that's the opportunity where you could say, hey, this is the time to kind of start nibbling a little bit on the position. And then once you start looking at those levels, you want to see a little bit of a sideways action. Now, we're not getting that yet. I saw it a little bit earlier, around, let's say, early February. We've had some sideways action, but then we continue to sell off towards the end of February. That was between mid-January and mid-February. We started to see some now sell-off action, and now, again, we're just kind of isolating here. So we're not getting a full turnaround yet. I think it just takes time to digest everything. Let things kind of settle. This could take a couple months, to be quite frank. It just takes time to turn around a big stock, especially one that was at around $600 a share, and now you're down 78%. So I would say earlier over here, this was definitely euphoria. If you look at the steepness of the angle, people were just there getting into this stock, coronavirus, whatever. We've had one thing going in. And then we've started to decline, and now we're starting to accelerate on the downside. So shorts are definitely piling into this. And if you start actually getting a reversal soon, that could actually be a good thing here for the stock, because a lot of the shorts will get squeezed out. So what we're starting to see here is, some form of a base, I think, starting to build. And that is mostly because the stock isn't doing much after earnings. And I think if we're not doing too much and we start breaking this descending pattern right here, because this is where we've got resistance, 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 and here's our kind of channel that we're working in. If we start getting above this level, somewhere around here, we get above this level, that could be a better sign for maybe great things to come in the future, at least maybe for a short-term bounce or pop. And that pop could come around this $200 price level. You could see there's some swing points and price action, and that's already quite a bit. Yes, it's not going to get to 600 right away very quickly. I think that's just very exceptional and very different times. But I think you can get a nice run in the stock still, even here to about 140, 150, 160. You can see right there, there's some swing points that the stock could be pulled into, because that's where some of the other money is hanging out. So you have some levels here where that stock could push into it once you start seeing a turnaround. And the stock does move fairly quickly. Like once it starts moving, you can see the movement very fast. If we take a look at kind of the average true range, it can easily move a good $8, $10 a day, and even sometimes, about $15, $20 a day. So when the average true range was a little bit bigger, versus now you're only at about $8 on a day-to-day move. So it can pick that up, and you might see like a $15 day or $20 day, and you might see one or two of those, and that could already push that stock into some more positive territory. So anyway, I think overall it's not too bad. It's not a awesome time to get into the stock right now, but it is starting to form some of those lower level areas where you're getting it maybe at the lower end. You know, if you're looking at where the IPO was, we've kind of opened up right around 65 or so, and we got into about that $100 price level. So you know, these are some critical levels at around 100, and then you've got this other one right at about 60. So those are your key points and lines in the sand. If we do break below 100, that could be devastating for the stock. And then I would watch for that $60 price level. So you'd want to see this bounce come soon. If it doesn't happen, that could be more trouble. I think it might happen. I mean, the stock is down just so much from overall the 600, but obviously nobody knows. So take your pick. The earnings was okay. It's not moving much after earnings. And if it's not moving much, it almost says, hey, it's probably getting into that level where it's all baked in. It's all kind of in there. Now they're just digesting the price action in there. So usually with earnings, you'll see a big pop to the upside or a big drawdown to the downside because there's something missed or meaning unexpected. But in this case, it's already kind of budgeted in, and pricing wise, people who are going to be in it, they're already kind of in it, or people that want to invest in it, they're not going to dump it for a while. So anyways, that's kind of the way I'm looking at it in this case, because the earnings just didn't fluctuate much. And you know, watch some of those key levels if you're interested in getting kind of into the stock. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you join me either on the Discord or grab some of the freebies on our website and check out some of the live classes that we have going on. And I will see you on the next video.